We're going to start lying on our backs like we normally do. So come and take a nice, comfortable lying position on your mat. So soles the feet to the edges of the mat and let the knees gently touch, and then just assist the whole body nice and flat down. Lovely. So we'll just take a moment, just check in, be present. A nice body scan is always helpful at the beginning of your class. I always start at the forehead and come like a torch, just shine a torch horizontally like this all the way down the body, just to check to see if there's any tensions or anything that I'd like to work with today. Maybe loosen up or maybe strengthen. And it's always good to set an intention for your class, any day really. It could be anything. It could be I'm going to be kind to myself today, or it could be I'm going to gently ground myself, or anything that you feel that you want to perhaps work on. Not necessarily improve, but just to sort of focus on. So I'm going to choose grounding today. So everything I do, I'm going to really try and keep my feet on the ground, but at the same time, my heart open. So let's start watching our breath. And let's take a nice sigh out. So inhaling, nice long, good breath in. And exhaling all the way out. Noticing on the exhale how the body feels nice and heavy into the ground. And as the breath starts slowing down and lengthening, the sacrum, the bottom of the spine, becomes anchored into the mat. I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And let's breathe down into the belly, really deep. And then exhale all the way out of the belly, out of the lungs and through the nose. So nice, slow inhale through the nose. And then exhale all the way out through the nose. So inhaling, belly rises. Exhaling, belly falls. Inhaling, belly rises. And exhaling, belly falls. So one nice round of breath on your own in silence. So just check in again one more time before we come into any movement. Make sure your neck feels nice and relaxed and your shoulders. And if you gently tuck your chin, very small amount, a couple of mils in, you'll notice the back of your neck lengthens. So let's begin by lifting the feet up into the air and the hands. So you've got reverse tabletop here. And begin to circle the hands and the feet any way you want. Get some movement into the arms and the legs and the hands and the feet, the wrists and the ankles. Lovely. And then assist the knees up to the chest. And then as you exhale, send the knees out to the side separately. separately, if that's a word. And the knees together, and then bring them back up to the chest. Lovely. So we're inhaling the knees round, they meet at the bottom, and then exhaling the knees up to the chest. Inhaling round, and exhaling up to the chest. Let's go the other way. Inhaling, bringing up to the chest, exhaling. Inhaling, and exhaling. Nice. One more. Lovely. And let's place the soles of the feet down, slightly just away from the knees, and we do some half bridge breathing. So take a nice breath in, tuck the tailbone under, up towards the navel, push into the ground and lift the hips all the way up. The weight goes onto the back of the shoulders and the neck's nice and long, chin's tucked in. Exhaling, rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way back down. Let's do it again. Inhaling, pressing into the feet, lifting those hips nice and slowly. Weight goes into the shoulders, and then exhale, rolling really slowly all the way back down. So let's do that again. Inhale, press into the feet. Really tuck that tailbone under. So you're going to meet the belly button, and then lift the hips all the way up to the sky. And exhale down. Now we do this 3 more times with the arms. So as we press into our feet, curl the tailbone, lifting the hips and the hands all the way up, float above the head, touch the floor behind. Exhale, slowly float the hands and the hips back down to the mat. So 2 more. So lovely inhale. And exhale. So 1 more. Inhale. Hands and hips up to the sky. Hands meet the floor. And exhale all the way down. Lovely. Let's grab those knees again. Assist into the chest. And do 3 big circles this time. Knees together. Nice and slow, really feel your body. Notice what muscles switch on and which switch off. So they go the other way. And then we're going to rock and roll, or just come up to a nice seated position. Anyway, you got to rock and roll all the way up, cross-legged if you can, looking forward. Lovely. Inhaling the hands all the way up, interlace, palms up to the sky. Knees down to the ground, really embed those sitting bones into the mat. And let the shoulders slide down the back of the upper back a little bit more. Lovely. Hands behind the back now, float them behind, interlace. Let's lift the chest, take a breath in. And then exhale, float the hands in front, interlace, and press the hands away. Drop the chin and separate the shoulder blades. So this is seated cat-cow. So inhale, hands behind, interlace, chest up. Exhale, hands forward, interlace. Push the hands away, chin down, separate the shoulder blades. So lovely, inhale, 1 more. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together, lovely. And then exhale, forward. So come up to a nice seated seat, centered seat. Right hand goes on the left knee. Let's just take a gentle twist. So really let the knees heavy down to the ground. And imagine you're twisting from your mid-thoracic. So where your bra strap is, just nice and gently. And on the next inhale, we'll go over to the other side. So left hand, right knee, right hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall and gently take the gaze behind you, or that's the aim. Nice and inhaling in and out. Lovely. Let's come to the center. Immediately roll over onto hands and knees. And we do 3 cat-cow breaths here. So evenly spread the fingers, hands pressing into the mat under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Nice breath in, belly goes down, tailbone goes up. Look forward, press into the mat still. Exhale, we tighten that tailbone under, navel to spine, spine to ceiling, pressing into the tops of the feet and the hand. Let the head hang down. Inhale, belly down, tailbone up, look forward. Exhale, rolling up. Let that head just hang down. Let it go. Press into the hands and the tops of the feet. Inhaling, belly down. Exhaling, tucking that navel in really close to the spine and pressing up. Lovely. Now let's tuck the toes. Let's take an inhale. And let's lift up to downward facing dog with very bent legs. Okay, and let's take the knees back down to tabletop. Release the toes. And let's take the hips back to the heels. And exhale all the way. Inhale, back up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Exhale, bent leg, downward facing dog. Look between the toes, press into the hands. Inhale, back to tabletop, release the toes, exhale, child pose. Inhale, tuck toes, exhale, down facing dog. Inhale, tabletop, release the toes, exhale, child pose. And this time we'll come all the way up, inhaling into tabletop and then further forward, the hips come down, just look slightly in front. Lovely, exhale, hips back to child pose. Inhale forward again. It's almost like a high cobra, bending the elbows, sending the hips down, not meeting the mat though. And then exhale back to child pose. One more, inhaling forward, assisting the hips towards the mat, nice bent elbows, and then exhale, child pose. And let's just stay here for 3 breaths. Come up onto the fingertips, so activated arms. If the knees are past still, it's a little bit too much for the lower back, just scoot the knees back together, and that will support your lumbar. Lovely. So one more breath here. And then when you're ready, you're going to breathe up. And we're coming into downward facing dog. But we've still got very bent legs. And we're going to do a little movement. So bend one leg and then the other. But we don't want extended legs at this time. It's too early. So a little bit of movement, maybe looking underneath the armpit. Just maybe shaking the head a bit, whatever feels good. Then we're going to walk the hands to the feet into our first forward fold. And again, really lovely bent legs. This is a very gentle, soft flow class today. Now you can wrap your arms behind your knees, which really show your legs are bent. There's an option there. Or if you want, you can tuck your fingers underneath the heels. And let the head hang down. And sometimes it's nice just to pull on the heel a little bit so it activates other muscles in the body. Or another option is to keep the hands on close to the mat to let the head hang down. So one more breath here. And then ever so slowly, really slowly, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone under, and gently begin to roll up. Let that arms and hands just swing naturally and gently, slowly come up to standing. The last thing to come up is the head. We're just standing Tadasana, mountain pose. So turn the palms towards the front. Make sure your feet are about hip width apart. Soften the knees a little bit and slide the shoulder blades down the back. So back and down. If you're comfortable, close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Really feeling the floor beneath the feet, nice and grounded. And there's a lovely long body all the way up the spine, back the neck, into the top of the crown, up into the sky. So just resetting here. Really becoming present and aware of our body. Making sure that the knees are very micro bend. Let's lift the palms up about shoulder height with the breath in, turning and exhaling all the way down. Lovely. So inhaling, really feeling that energized breath through the body, turning the hands and exhaling down. Lovely. Yeah. So one more, inhaling. And exhaling down. Okay. So just take the feet a little wider and place your hands on the lumbar, on the lower back. We'll begin to do some hip circles. So make sure the knees are really bent and we're going to really accentuate those hips circles all the way around. So pressing forward and then arching back. A really fluid mobility, really loosening up. Big circles. And then the other way. So really feel like you're a nice salsa dancer here, like really get those hips nice and fluid. We sit down a lot, especially in Europe, in England. Great, lovely. As you come up to standing, we're going to have the feet together now. And let's crouch down and place our hands on our knees and begin to circle our knees. So we go all clockwise or anti-clockwise, is up to you. We're really bending into our knees and circling. You see what I'm doing? Yeah? Lovely. Engage your core a little bit to give you a bit more balance. And then the other way. Great. Now come to the center but remain crouched and really stick your glutes out to the back and lift your arms parallel to the floor. So we're coming into a nice chair. To show a nice seated chair, really send those glutes back so the knees are sort of over the ankles. Take a nice breath in and out. Palms come together to the heart. And let's take a twist over to the left and assist the elbow to the knee. That's lovely. That nice and long. Next breath in up to the center first, hands to heart. And then exhale over to the right side. Maybe looking up to your right shoulder if you want, or just straight ahead. And then back to the center. Our hands come down to the mat with a bent leg, forward fold here. Just let the head go. So the belly's almost resting on the thighs if you can get there. And again, tucking the chin, come up to standing again, nice and slowly. Nice. So we're going to separate the feet again, slightly a little bit more than the hips. We're going to swing that away. So really bend the hips and the legs and just swing. Let's get any kind of energy that's no longer serving us out. Nice. Just let it go. It doesn't matter where your arms go. There's no uniform movement. Nice. Okay, so we've flicked all that out. Now, if you've got a block or a book, grab that. And we're going to do a little bit of balancing. Great. Okay. So let's stand on the block with the right foot. Gently ease up and lift the left leg out. So you can put your arms wherever they feel to balance. Now lift the knee up, out, back, and forward. So circles again. So up, out, back. Might have a few little clicks. I'm certainly getting a few clunks here and there. Might a few wobbles is fine. Lovely. And let's go the other way. So obviously our core's helping our balance here. So sending that foot out, knee out to the side and then round. Yeah, nice. Out. One more. Lovely. And let's transfer over to the other side before we come into our figure of 8. So the left foot now on the block or the book, and then lifting up that right leg. Sending it out, round to the back and forward. So each side always feels really different. It's okay to wobble. It's getting rid of anything we don't need. And the more you do this, the more kind of confident you get. And then larger range. Let's go back the other way. So send the leg back out to the reverse side front. Whoa, my body's not liking that very much. Great balance there. Nice. Okay, let's go back to the other side. Being kind to them, normally let's do that all on one side. Standing on the block with the right foot. So we're taking the knee across the body, out, and then behind, and then out. So a figure of 8. Forward, crossing behind, out to the side. The knee in front, out to the side, behind, and back. Nice. So you're wobbling so good. Wakes up the entire body. We're using all the muscles. So should we do that one more time? Beginning to feel that in the standing leg, which of course is bent. Nice. And let's transfer to the other side. Okay, right knee up, across the front of the body, out to the side, behind and back. Like I say, if you practice this a lot, your core becomes stronger, your balance, your drishti, your focus, which is what we need during these times of pandemic. We need focus on positive, happy things. Well, not necessarily happy, lovely things, sending out the love. And it's fun, isn't it? Just to do something that's not uniform and let your body go where it wants to go. Okay, like that. Lovely. Okay, well, that's a nice little bit of balancing. So let's come down into down facing dog. So maybe roll down gently and begin to walk the hands out. And let's pedal into our dog here. So the fingers are pressing in and evenly spread into the mat. And we've got heels up and down, bending the knees left and right. And really feel that lovely lengthening in the back. So if your legs are bent, that's fine. But ideally, if you get the head between the arms and really press in, it's a lovely opening, long back. Lovely. So now let's begin to take the right foot up, take a breath in. Really point the toes. The standing leg may be bent, that's fine. And we're pushing into the mat with our hands. And then let's lower that foot back down. Picking up the left foot, inhaling, pointing the toes maybe, or maybe moving the foot, whatever feels good. Nice opening. And then lowering that foot down. So the right foot goes back up again on the in-breath. And as we exhale, Coming up onto the tippy toes on the left foot, really round the back and slowly send that foot in between the hands and bring that left knee down. Keeping the toes tucked, inhale the hands all the way up to the sky, open the arms cactus, and exhale, palms back down to the mat. Slowly slide the foot back into downward facing dog. Lovely. So we do that on the other side. Left foot goes into the air. And come up onto the right toes. Exhale, really arch that back, knee to chest. And then send that left foot between the hands, the right foot down. Keeping toes tucked, pressing in, lifting up. Cactus arms. And exhaling down to the mat. Pick up the right knee, and back into downward dog. Lovely. So let's walk the feet forward this time towards our hands, and we're in forward fold. Take a breath here. And then gently raise all the way up, hands out to the side. Meet at the top of the head, palms together, and down to the heart space. Now we're going to do 2 sets of sun salutation, but really slowly and mindfully. So when you're ready, let's breathe up, hands together, gently bend the knees, a very subtle back bend, very subtle. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, so hands on shins perhaps. Nice flat back. I'm in the trees here. Exhale, hands come down. Send the left foot back and the left knee down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, all the way up, and then rotate the hands all the way back until they come down to the mat. Tuck the toe, lift the back knee, and slide into plank. So really pressing into plank, send those heels away. Just take a breath here. Really use every muscle you can. Knees come down, release the toes. Send the chest and the nose down to the mat, elbows close, and then up into low cobra. So slide the shoulder blades down, gentle press into the feet and the hands, activate the legs, and then exhale down. Take a breath and push into downward facing dog. Take the right foot into the air and send it between the hands. Bring the left foot to meet it, forward fold. Inhale, nice and slow, all the way up, hands above the head, palms together, down to the heart space. Inhaling, hands up, palms together. Bend the knees slightly, gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, the right foot goes back. Bring the right knee down, release the toes. Inhaling the hands and rotating them up, back, down, all the way to the mat. Tuck the toes, lift that right knee, and slide the left foot back into plank. Take a nice breath here. You're pressing the floor away, the heels of the back of the room. Release the knees down and the toes, elbows close, and the chest and the nose all the way down. And inhale into low cobra. Activate those legs, press feet into the ground. Exhale down. Tuck the toes. Make your way to downward facing dog. The left foot goes into the air and then step it in between the hands. Bring the right one to meet it, forward fold. Ever so slowly rising up, coming up into a salute. Palms together, and then down to the heart space. Lovely. So let's do that one more time either side. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long neck. Exhale, left foot back, left knee down. Let's take those arms up and inhale all the way up, back, down and round. Hands to the mat, lift the back knee. Slide that right foot back into your plank. A really nice strong plank here. Pressing all the fingers into the mat. Sending those heels away and activating your core. Getting a nice strong body. Then lowering the knees, release the toes. Down the chest goes. And then inhale into low cobra, sliding those shoulder blades back. Exhale down to the mat. Inhale, press into the hands. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, step between the hands. And bring the left one to meet it, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise into a nice salute. Arms together, slide to heart space. One more, inhaling. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, the right foot back and right knee down. I think it might be the other way actually. Inhaling, hands all the way up, back and down. Slide the left foot back into plank. Yeah, I think I might have repeated one side. So let's stay into plank here, pressing the hands in. Let's bring the knees down, release the toes, and the chest comes down. And we inhale into cobra. Exhale down. So nice and gently, tucking the toes, pressing into the hands, a breath in. Exhale, down facing dog. Let's lift that left foot into the air. Stepping it through. Bringing the right foot to meet it, forward fold. And then inhaling nice and slow, all the way up to standing, palms together. And then down to the heart space. And let's just stabilize here. Closing your eyes. Feeling the ground underneath your feet. And feeling like you're lifted out of the crown. Listening to your heartbeat, slowing down your breath. And when you're ready, float the fingertips towards the ground and then out to the side, inhaling, palms together up. Exhaling, forward fold, all the way down. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, let's send the right foot back, knee down, right hand down, and the left hand comes up into our side twist. Let's exhale to the back of the room, rotating the arm, and then inhaling, lunge forward a little bit, and bring the hand back up. So exhaling at the hand float back, inhaling up. So one more, exhaling and inhaling. Lovely. So bring the hand to frame the foot, lift the back knee and slide into down dog. Little bit of a pedal here. Let's walk the feet forward to the hands into forward fold. And then breathe all the way up to standing. Palms together, down to the heart space. Nice. We do that on the other side, inhaling up, exhaling forward fold. Inhaling halfway lift, and let's send the left foot back this time and lower the knee. Left hand stays on the mat, right hand raises up. Nice breath in, and exhale, rotate the hand back and up. So inhaling, exhaling. So inhaling, exhaling. So I think we've done 3, but we'll just do one more just in case. Inhale, and back hands on the mat. Lift the back knee, slide your foot into downward facing dog. Now put the feet together, lower the knees down, release the toes, keep the hands where they are, and just sit back onto the heels if you can. Forehead down to the mat, and palms of the hands flat on the mat this time. And we take 3 breaths. So breathing into the whole body, back body, sides, front, fingertips and toes. Lovely. And let's come back up onto our tabletop and slide the right foot out behind you, activating the heel, and then the left hand in front. So feel that lovely strengthening in the core, and really kind of suck that core in a little bit. And on the next exhale, let's crunch. Let's bring the elbow to the knee and round the back. The inhale, sending the foot and the hand away. Exhaling, let's crunch that in, elbow to knee. One more, inhaling the hand and the foot away. Exhaling, crunching in. Let's change to the other side. So the left foot comes out now. Activating the heel away. And then the opposite arm out. So you're looking down at the mat, a nice long neck. Really stretch with the fingertips and push through the heel. Nice breath in. And on the next exhale, let's crunch it in. So knee and elbow together, head down. And let's push back out. Inhaling. Exhaling, bring it in. Inhaling, sending it out. So one more, nice exhale, bring it in. And then come down onto all fours again. What we're doing, oh yeah. So I know what we're doing next is we're sliding the left foot off the mat and we're placing the sole of the right foot in the corner. We're going to inhale, lift that right hand up and immediately come up. So bring the body up. And then exhale, bring the left hand over. Yeah, lovely. So let's float back down. Inhale, hand comes down. Let's extend that hand over the head and then bring it back up. All the way over. Nice, into a gate pose. So let's do it again. Inhaling, left hand down. Just continue to let that right hand float over. Lovely stretch. Press into the sole of the foot. Then exhale all the way back up and over. Lovely. And let's do that onto the other side. So tabletop, sliding the right foot off. Left sole down. Nice breath in. Really lift up with the fingertips and then bring the body up to the center and exhale over. So inhaling, just showing you the reverse side. So really stretch the hand over. And then exhale, lifting up and over. Gently, that lovely opening of the side body. So one more, inhaling. Extending the hand all the way over, pressing into the sole of the foot. And exhaling all the way back up. And returning to tabletop. Lovely. Okay. So tucking the toes, let's lift the hips back up into downward facing dog. So we should be really warming up now. You should feel a lot more comfortable here. So get a bit of a movement. Nice. And let's raise that right foot up into the air. Step it in between the hands. And leave the foot where it is. So we're coming up into a high lunge. So pressing into the foot at the front, the toes at the back. Inhale, the hands up. As you exhale, let the hands float down, straighten the legs and lift the heel. Okay, so inhaling the hands up, knees come down, really bend both legs. Exhale, so it's like a flying motion. Nice, so inhaling, bending the knees. Exhaling. Lovely. Now I'd like you to place the left heel down and windmill into warrior two. So we're now into warrior two. Which one else now? Yeah, lovely. Really straighten that front leg now and balance out the hips. Lean over that leg, the front, coming into triangle, so trikonasana. Nice breath in, lifting the chest up. Exhale the arm over the face. And lifting up into reverse warrior. Lovely. And the arm floats over the face. Coming back into our triangle. So lovely, slow movements today. Arm over the face. Lifting into reverse. Arm over the face, down to triangle. Lovely. And then lifting up into reverse one more time. And back into warrior two. So bending that front leg, that's really lovely. Now let's leave the legs where they are. So we're evenly distributing the weight in both feet and pressing out and down. And at the same time, bringing like the inner thighs together. So you're really activating those legs. What we're going to do is bend the elbows and then send them round and down. So this is kind of mobilizing the shoulder and then back forward. So you're sort of hunching a little bit. So bring them round and down. So really soft arms. You feel those shoulder blades moving down the back. And then forward. And then back. Yeah, really accentuate. Now let's lift up on the heel. Frame the foot with your hands and let's slide back into downward dog. Okay, we're trying to repeat that on the other side. So the left foot comes into the air and we step it through between the hands and we stay in this stance. So let's lift all the way up. Oops. As we exhale, we straighten both legs, lift that back heel, fingertips float down to the ground. So inhale, send the heel away, bend the front leg, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, floating the fingertips down, straighten the legs, lifting the heel. So inhale one more, down, hands up. Exhaling, straighten the legs, fingertips down. Now let's lower that back heel, bend the front leg and come into warrior two. Nicely done. Nice, warrior two. Nice, inhale and exhale. Now let's straighten that front leg, leaning over into triangle. Arm comes over the face. Float it back to the rear leg and lift the left hand up. Over the face. Back into triangle. Really pressing down into your feet. Nice strong legs. Floating the arm over the face. Breathing into reverse warrior. Arm over the face. This last triangle, Trikonasana. Nice strong legs. And then one final reverse warrior. Back into warrior two, so bending that front leg. Really press down into the back edge of the back leg. Okay, so let's loosen the top body up, bend the elbows, and rolling the shoulders back and down. And then rolling them forward, and really accentuate. And then back and down. And then forward. Lovely, then back and down. Then lift the back heel. And then pivot on the toes. Bring the hands down to the ground. Slide the foot back into downward facing dog. Bring the knees down. Release the toes. And then gently bring the hips. So bend the elbows and gently bring the hips all the way down to the mat. And extend the hands and the arms out, palms together. And let's rest down. So big toes together. Let the heels fall out to the side. Let's take some lovely 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, slide the hands underneath the shoulders and press up a little bit. So you come into your cobra, really wanting to maybe send the feet out to the corners of your mat, so lengthen the start of your feet. And coming into cobra, or this is quite a low cobra actually. So press those feet into the ground and your pubic bone into the mat and slide the shoulders back down. And gently bring yourself down to the mat again. Take a nice breath in, activate the legs, press the feet in, and just gently lift up into cobra. Or low cobra, I'm choosing low cobra today. And then exhale down. So one more, inhaling, pressing the feet in, rolling those shoulder blades down. There's not much weight into the hands. And then exhale back down. Now let's press into the hands. Bring the knees together, really arch the back, so counteracting that back bend and come down into child pose. So forehead comes down, slide the hands towards the feet and just really let go. Breathing in to the back body, the side body, the front body, and noticing how the breath changes from the anterior to posterior side. So when you breathe into the front of the body, it feels a little more restricted. And breathe into the heart space at the back, through the rib cage. So one more breath here. And begin to sit up, so press your hands into the mat. Come up to a nice seated position. And then slide over to sitting down on your bottom. I don't know if you've got a belt or a strap handy. Grab that. And we're going to place the one strap around the right foot. Make sure it's all to the right side. Holding with your right leg. As we gently roll down, keep the left hand on your hip bone. And gently roll down, bringing the left leg up with you. Yeah? So the left leg's bent at the moment and the right leg's in the air. And the right hand's on the strap. Okay, now this is an option. You can just stay here. but try not to bring the leg too close to you. You want to find that sweet spot. Really be honest with yourself. Like, where is it? Where can I move and swipe the heel left and right? And you feel it in the socket, your femur bone going into the socket of your hip. So sometimes you've got the leg too high, we're extending and stretching stretching the hamstring. We can't move the heel. So take it away from you a little bit and swipe the heel left and then right. And just try and feel that movement deep in the socket. So all the tendons and ligaments, the mindful now, connecting mind and body, and just gently swiping that foot. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So it's just basically the heel. So the leg stays static, and we're just basically making like an arch or an arc with the foot on the ceiling. The leg can be bent, that's fine. I think that makes sense. Okay, now you can either keep the left leg bent or extend it away from you and begin to gently lower the right foot out to the side, to your right side. If you want to keep the left leg bent, that's fine. Pushing your lower back into the ground, gently take the foot out to the side. Yeah. So the elbow might come down to the ground first, and you can just stay there, that's fine. And you're supporting it with the strap. And the left hand's on the left hip. Don't go too far, just go to where it feels good. And there's no extra pressure in the lower back. Lovely. We'll just take another couple of breaths here. And then together, let's raise that leg up to the center. We're going to swap hands now. So the strap's now in the left hand and begin to assist that leg over. Now you're going to roll over on the left hip a little bit. Knock away with it. And just go so the elbow may come to the ground, and that's absolutely fine. Now this is a really big stretch, okay? We're getting into the IT, we're coming around the medius maximus, really coming into the lower back as well. So if you can try and ground that right shoulder down and keep the leg a little higher, just feel that lovely opening. And let's take a couple of breaths here. If you need a bit more support, activate your pelvic floor, squeeze your abdomen a little bit. Very gently and subtly. And then slowly bring the foot back up to the center. Really slowly. And then bring the left foot to meet it. So bend the left leg if it's not bent already. And then the left foot goes next to the right. And we swap them down. Okay? So the right sole of the foot comes down. And again, find that sweet spot with the leg where it feels kind of weightless. And then what we're going to do is swipe the heel, like we're making an arc shape on the ceiling. And we do that for a few moments. And try and notice the femur, the head of the femur bone, sort of rotating into the socket. It's really great mind-body connection. And the more you do this, the more you can really feel it deep into the socket. Really subtle, tiny little moves. And sometimes you may find that you can laterally go further than medially. I always find it a bit tight for my abductors when I bring the heel into the center line. I'm like, oh, that's tighter. But I can quite easily go out to the outside. Okay, so you can either leave the right leg bent or slide it away, and we're going to send that left leg out to the side first. So making sure your lumbar, your lower back's nice and comfortable, and your right hand's on your right hip, and let the foot come out to the side, and maybe your elbow hits the floor, and it's a nice way of supporting the foot and leg in the air. Try and relax the rest of the body, but make sure your lumbar is feeling supported. So if it's too much, bring the leg back up, squeeze the pelvic floor, pressing the lumbar into the ground. So these gentle in movements are so good for your ligaments and tendons. And on the next breath, slowly, ever so slowly, bring the foot up to the center, change hands. So it's now the right hand on the strap, and begin to roll over on your right hip as the left foot comes out to the side. Nice. Elbow to the ground, that helps stabilize the foot. And the left shoulder nice and heavy into the mat. And let's just breathe together. Lovely. You'll even feel it across the top part of your chest where your pecs are. You've managed to anchor your shoulder back down to the ground. And then when you're ready, very slowly, bringing the foot back up to the center. Bring the right foot back up again, meeting the left foot. Gently lower the feet down. So you've still got hold of the strap. Lovely. And let go of the strap. And give yourself a little hug. So if you can, bring your forehead towards your knees. Lovely. And a little side rock. Now, final pose is a happy baby before we come into Shavasana. So you can either just grab the ankles and lift the feet up individually, like that, or you can do one leg at a time. Or if that's too much, maybe just put the hands behind the knees or behind on the bottom of the hamstring and sort of assist the knees towards the body. Or the full pose is put the peace fingers round the big toe. And then exhale and lift the feet up. So we've got a bit of movement here, we're not static. So you can straighten one leg if you like, and then the other. See how that feels. Or maybe just rock side to side. Just try and see what feels good for your body to release any final tension that you might have. You might want to try and assist the tops of your legs, so your thighs, your quads closer towards the side of your body. I've got quite tight hamstrings, legs from a lot of cycling, so I find it's just really lovely pose, but I can sort of get here and that's fine. It's not what you look like, it's how it feels. So one more breath here. Gently letting go and bring your knees together. And again, side rock, maybe a little circling with the knees. And then let's get prepared for Shavasana. So if you've got a blanket or put your socks on or a jumper, and you can either finish your practice the way we started. So that was sole of the feet down and knees together. Quite nice, just to really relax the lumbar. Gravity really makes you, this pose is really nurturing actually. The body doesn't have to go into too much movement. Or you can just stay here for a couple of breaths and then gently come into Shavasana. So I'm going to do that. So let's gently come down, lying on your back. Maybe knees together, or maybe your legs are nicely lengthened out. Your arms are out to the side and your palms are facing up. Let's take a nice breath in together. Open the mouth and exhale. Let's just watch our breath for the moment. So breathing in and breathing out. Really allow yourself a couple of minutes of stillness. Let the body go through the moves we've just put it through. And let's relax our forehead and our eyelids, softening, our face softening and our jaw. Those shoulders nicely relaxed on the ground. Your arms, your elbows, your forearm, your wrists, your hands, and each finger totally relaxed. The whole spine nice and relaxed and heavy into the ground, and the hips and the pelvis, and the legs, and the knees, the ankles, and the feet, each toe completely relaxed. If your mind begins to wander, just come back to your breath. Then returning to your breath. Listening to the sounds around you, my voice. Bring a little movement into the fingers and the toes. Or maybe a full body stretch, whatever feels good. And before coming up to sitting, just assist your knees up to your chest and a little side rock. Come over to the right side. Take a moment. And then make your way to a seated position. Eyes closed if you feel comfortable. Or just soft gaze and hands to the heart. And check in, see how you feel. Nice calm breath. You always give yourself practice. Thanks for your practice. And making time for you is so important. Let's create some warmth in the hands, rubbing them together. And then we're going to wash our face 9 times. Okay, so 9 times on the face. We're energizing back in because we've got an afternoon ahead of us. And then gently pat the face across the top of the head, down the side, down the neck, and top of the shoulders. So gently pat the face over the head, down the shoulders. So one more time. Really kind of energizes everything. And let's just come together, palms together, thumbs resting on the third eye. Namaste.